Hey guys, this is S1E1 of Wine Gusy. This episode, we're doing Fiano. My name is Christian Canala and I'm your host. And you're watching Wine Gusy, that's Wine G-U-S-Y. Now Fiano is a white wine variety native to the Campania region of southern Italy. We're going to start with a beautiful Italian wine. This is La Valentina Bianco Fiano. And this is an older vintage, this is 2011. Looks beautiful, a lovely rich colour, deep colour. One thing about Fiano is that even though it's grown in the south of Italy, which is generally thought of as a warmer climate area, this is actually usually grown in the hills. So it's one of the first DOCG white wines of southern Italy. That means one of the first white wines that was appellated with the highest grade of Italian wine. So we're getting a bit more richness here. Definitely some buttery characters, some lees work, so you know, longer time spent on the yeast lees, which gives the wine a butteriness or a creaminess, especially on the nose. Lots of that. Okay, some peaches, like peach skin, a little bit more developed, and definitely a waxy character here. Lovely sort of beeswax or something like that. So a touch of honey maybe. Okay, let's go in for a taste. Oh, long flavour, massive flavour actually. This is impressive because drinking aged white wine is not for everyone. But a wine like this will show you that a few years of age on a white doesn't hurt. I know a lot of people try and avoid drinking wines after 1 or 2 years after they're made in the white category, and especially in the category that is a fresh white wine. It's not made to be aged particularly. But wines like this, that's drinking beautifully. All right, that's enough of that. That's La Valentina Fiano. 2.5 ticks. La Valentina Fiano.
You come to me on the day of my first episode to watch Wine Gusy.
Jericho Adelaide Hills Fiano, 2015. This is a wine that I've been following for a couple of years, and I've really liked the last 2 vintages, but I haven't tried 2015 Jericho. This one is going to be a lot more mineral, a lot more steely than the Italian one. And this is grown Adelaide Hills, so at a fair bit of altitude, and I'd say higher up than the La Valentina, but we're gonna stick our nose in and give it a go. Whoa, massive perfume on the nose. Lots of white flowers and lots of fruit. The fruit here is a little bit more nectarine, or yeah, white nectarines, more fresh peaches, that continuing theme. Almost a little bit confected, that really sweet, almost clear boiled lolly or something like that. Lovely and interesting nose. More of a smashable, drinkable wine on its own than the last one. Okay, let's go in for a taste. Getting lots off the nose. This is a huge fragrant nose, which I'm really into. Lots of flowers on the palate too. This one is not as long as the first one. We're going a lot more into those mineral characters. I'm very happy drinking it. And I'm getting that continuing theme of like the flesh of white nectarines. Lots of white nectarines here. This is like walking into a florist that is also juicing fresh white nectarine juice. I don't know if that's a thing, but that's what it smells like. I can see why people like this wine. This is getting really popular. Really into that. Yeah, that's killer. I'm happy. 2.5 ticks. You're watching Wine Gusy.
Wine Gusy.
We're drinking Scott Fiano, 2014. Sam Scott, he's a friend of ours, a friend of mine that I've known for a few years, and I've drunk his Fiano very happily for a few years. I really like this wine in the past, as I have the Jericho. We're still looking at Adelaide Hills, so 2 Hills wines, one from 15 in the Jericho, one from 14 in the Scott. And he's just rebranded this, so if you can't find any of the 14 Scott Fiano, look out for the La Prova label. That's LA space PROVA. Ben, hook it up.
La Prova.
Thank you. Okay, alright, we're seeing a far different wine. We're seeing a much more developed, much less over the top fruit flowers than the Jericho. The fruit underneath is a lot more maybe dried peaches, you know, dried fruits or fruits, you know, peach skin, nectarine skin, that kind of thing. Lots of fruit there. Actually, way more fruit than I was expecting, thanks to that nose. But that may open up over time. I'm drinking the wine a little bit cold. Who knows? This is still textured. I don't get that chalky acid of the Jericho. I get a little bit more integration here. It's got a lovely profile, a lovely structure. So the wine is shaped really beautifully, but with lots of flavours. So those dried fruits coming through again. I see a lot of dried apricots, dried peaches, some honey, like blossom, really fresh blossom honey, not too sweet. Yeah, limes, lemons, mixed citrus, really nice. I'm a fan of that palate though. Lovely and minerally. Probably the most fruit-friendly wine out of the lot so far. Love it. It's going to get 2.5 ticks, but the half is going to be underlined, so it's going to be a little bit extra. Beach Road Wines Fiano 2014. This is from a warmer climate. We're talking Langhorne Creek, so a lot lower in altitude than the first 3 wines actually. So I'm expecting very different things from this wine than the first 3. Maybe the same flavours, but hopefully in a different perspective. Whoa! Look at this. Now this is the most beautifully coloured wine. Again, we're getting stacks of green. It's got super vibrant colour. It's just coming out. I don't know if you can see that. Seeing a very marked difference in the nose of this wine. A lot more herbs, a lot more ripe stone fruit. Okay, we're talking about being in a flower shop before that sells nectarine juice and all that sort of stuff. Here we're talking about a flower shop that specialises in large flowers with lots of pollen on them. Honey, lemon, preserved lemons, and honey, and peaches. A bit of a herb, like a fresh, I don't know, like an oregano or something like that. It's actually quite a kooky sort of smell. It's yeah, fresh oregano. I don't know if I've even ever smelt that, but I reckon that's what this smells and tastes like. Lots of texture, lots of pithy texture. You know, like a lemon pith, that kind of thing. Lots of lemons, preserved lemons. A lot of stone fruit, that's what I see. That's what I've seen in all of these wines. I've been really happy to drink wines with stone fruit characters. It's awesome. Lees work here, yeah. So some butteriness, a bit of creaminess. I know these guys leave the wine on lees for a little bit longer maybe than others, and that gives it a texture. I'm gonna give it a solid 2.5 ticks. Hopefully you liked the show. We really hope to see you next time here, wherever you're watching, on Facebook, whether you're watching on Periscope, whether you're watching on YouTube, wherever. Hopefully you enjoyed the show, and we'll see you next time. See ya.